Hello everyone, back into our latest Star Wars video. So we've got news about Rise of Skywalker, and I have to say, what we're hearing is very, very concerning. It's only rumours, it's only speculation, there's no confirmation, and there probably never will be, at least until many months after Rise of Skywalker has been released. But what we're hearing at the moment, it sounds like this film is an absolute train wreck, I have to say. I'm going to go through the rumours in a moment. There is a little bit of spoiler stuff associated with this, so if you don't want to have any spoilers for Rise of Skywalker, then please click away now. But we're at comic book news. It's based on, or cosmic book news, it's based on a YouTube video that was released a few days ago. The stories have been around for a while, but I've not had time to cover them, but I did want to get this in and tell you about the latest rumours. They are quite worrying. Before I go on with that, though, just to say, if you're enjoying the Star Wars content on the channel, then please like, share and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you think. I've got a bit of a dodgy eye. Anybody that knows my history knows that I have problems with my eyes since, when was it, 2013-14. Over that sort of winter of 2013-14. They're playing up a bit tonight, so I've got to do a bit of reading. I may have to stop and sort of squint at the screen a little bit to see what I've got to say. So if I have any problems going through this, then please bear with me. So as I say, we're at Cosmic Book News. And the headline is George Lucas saving Star Wars test screening disaster. Piece written by Matt McGlane on the 8th of November. Right, so let's get on to it then. Remember, if you don't want any spoilers for Rise of Skywalker, please click away now. This could be a little bit spoilerish. So it begins, new rumours have hit the net, offering that George Lucas has been called in to save Star Wars Rise of Skywalker following test screenings that are claimed to have been a complete disaster. The rumours come from the same YouTuber responsible for that rumour, offering Disney is losing confidence in Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. Note, possible big spoilers follow, so please bear that in mind. That's Cosmic Book News saying that, but I'm saying that as well. So we continue Star Wars Rise of Skywalker rumours. Now this gets a little bit involved, so you're just going to have to bear with it as we go along. It does get a little bit complicated. So it's claimed that 3 cuts of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker exist. I mean, bear in mind, we're only like 5 or 6 weeks away from The Rise of Skywalker having its cinematic release across the world. And it appears we still don't really know what cut they're going to go with. But anyway, we'll carry on. It's claimed that 3 cuts of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker exist. A Kathleen Kennedy / J.J. Abrams version that absolutely tanked with test screening audiences. A second one featuring mandates from CEO Bob Iger. And the third ending, or the third cut, from George Lucas. It said that Star Wars test screenings were made up with a quarter of hardcore fans, a quarter who said they were simply fans, and a quarter who are aware of Star Wars but don't buy merchandise or consider themselves big fans, and a quarter of people who are just as likely to see any movie. That's the general audience. So this is the Kennedy and J.J. Abrams version, Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams version. Regarding the Kennedy-Abrams version, it said the first act is said to be pretty good and scored a 65 at the test screening. However, it is all downhill from there. The second act scored a 12 and is said to be really, really bad. The third act scored only a 4, with only the general audience people giving it any points at all. The aggregate score for the Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams cut is said to be 29. Total 29, presumably out of 100. Just awful. The huge problem the test screening had was when Ray basically in OP fashion, destroys the Emperor, which caused them to burst out laughing. Iger sat in on the last test screenings, and is said to be swear word. Ray doesn't win as much as Link literally stomps a mud hole in the Emperor's, the YouTuber says. When this happened, all the screeners burst into laughter. Iger is said to have flipped his lid and immediately ordered a redo. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And then this is version number 2. This is the Bob Iger version. Disney CEO Bob Iger is said to have ordered a rework of the latter half of the first act and some of the second half. It's claimed that Iger also ordered in Anakin and Luke in the flesh. YouTuber has no idea what that means. The Iger test screening for Star Wars Rise of Skywalker is said to have fared better at a 65. I mean, that's not setting the world alight, but clearly 65 is a good deal better than 29. So it was an improvement, but it's not setting the world alight. And then this is version number 3. I mean, this is just absolutely crazy that we've been talking about 3 versions of a film, and we don't know which one is going to be released at this stage. And we're only weeks from the release. So this is the George Lucas version number 3. With the Kennedy-Abrams version and the Iger version scoring not as high as hoped, George Lucas is said to have worked on some early writing on the flick, offers help, and incorporates both the Kennedy-Abrams version and the Iger version. But during the third act, George Lucas introduces a secret Skywalker. The Lucas version is said to have scored 88. George Lucas's version scores highest. I can believe that. Of course, George knows what he's doing with Star Wars. Various additional info. So while some rumours have claimed that Star Wars Rise of Skywalker underwent a massive redo, the YouTuber claims it's about 25% of the 3 different versions that have been redone. The YouTuber offers 3 possibilities that may happen. So one possibility is that Kathleen Kennedy is going to get fired and Bob Iger will pick the George Lucas version. The other option is that Kathleen Kennedy is going to quit Lucasfilm Limited. The YouTube thinks that's unlikely, and Bob Iger picks the Lucas version again. And the third option at the moment, it seems the release date is pushed back to further fix things. That apparently is the least likely option. But I mean, the fact that we're only a mere sort of 5 or 6 weeks away from this film being released, and there is a possibility being discussed that it could be pushed back to May before the thing is released. I mean, it just tells you how dreadfully wrong things have gone with this film, if it's true. It continues its further claim that Disney reportedly spent an additional $300 million after the meltdown and the firing of Game of Thrones creators Benioff and Weiss was a shot in the direction of Kathleen Kennedy. Rian Johnson is also rumoured to have been let go, presumably fired. Regarding the identity of the secret Skywalker, that is unknown. It could be an existing character. The YouTuber laughed at the notion it could be Rose. That would be Rose Tico. And so it goes on. I mean, this is sounding really, really, really bad, I have to say. It sounds like the original sort of Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams version totally tanked with the screen with the screen test audiences, and so they've been running around like headless chickens trying to work out what the hell they're going to do with this mess. And they've got 2 other versions on the go: a Bob Iger version and a George Lucas version. I mean, if the George Lucas version is scoring the best, and that is going to be with test audiences, then that obviously is the one that they should go with. But I mean, it's no way to make Star Wars. This is a train wreck. If it's true, this is an absolutely horrible horrible end to what has been a terrible saga. We can sequel trilogy. We can only hope that these rumours are wrong, and I mean, it's not going to be as bad as this is suggesting. But I mean, if they're sort of ferrying around trying to work out how this thing is going to end at this point in the production, I mean, it's just complete madness. It's crazy. And I mean, they've gone 300, if this is right, they've gone $300 million over budget. That's after the production disaster that happened on Solo, a Star Wars story. We know that went way over budget after Kathleen Kennedy fired the original directors who completed 80% of the film, and then brought in Ron Howard, who completely redid it. So that went massively over budget and made a loss. This has gone $300 million over budget, if this is right. That's more, I think, than Solo went over budget. That is a colossal amount of money when you think of money they would have spent originally anyway. I mean, I just don't understand what's going on. It's totally out of control. Kathleen Kennedy obviously doesn't know what she's doing. Once this film is out, whether it tanks or not, I think she'll be on her way out. Disney can't put up with this anymore. Surely they can't put up with this anymore. And she'll be gone, and a new broom will sweep the whole lot away, I would have thought. They're bringing in Kevin Feige, so I would imagine that he will replace Kathleen Kennedy. And we know that Benioff and Weiss have gone. We think it's highly likely that Rian Johnson is gone. So presumably when this film, The Rise of Skywalker, is released, however it fares, and it's not sounding great, is it? But however it fares, I think Kathleen Kennedy, will be gone after this film is released. I can't believe they would allow this to continue. The Disney board and Disney CEOs, I can't believe they would allow this train wreck to carry on any further. Oh, quite what sort of version of this film we're going to get, I don't know, but it just sounds absolutely extraordinary. But it could be wrong. This is just rumour and speculation. But what I would say is that I noticed this on Twitter with Mark Hamill. So someone tweeted Mark Hamill on the 8th of November, around the time these rumours were surfacing. Interestingly, I would think Mark Hamill was probably aware that these rumours were surfacing around this sort of time, 8th, 9th of November. So it's somebody called Brent Ashcroft. I don't know who he is, but he tweeted to Mark Hamill, this better be good, at Hamill himself. That's Mark Hamill's Twitter handle. 32 tickets ain't cheap. And then there's the pictures of the 32 tickets that he's brought for the Rise of Skywalker. Mark Hamill's reply is quite concerning, although Mark does throw a little bit of shade at times, and I'm not sure whether we should take it overly seriously, but he tweeted back to this person, Brent Ashcroft. So he tweeted back at Brent Ashcroft, or you could wait till it comes to cable, rather than going to, or buying 32 tickets. So presumably he's suggesting he should sell the 32 tickets back to the cinema that he's brought them from and wait till the thing comes onto cable. And that does not sound, does it, terribly reassuring from Mark Hamill. You will think Mark Hamill will be trying to sell this film and would have replied something like, yeah, it's going to be great, you're going to love it, you're going to have a great time. You're going to have a lot of fun. The reply he gives is rather concerning. You could wait until it's on cable. That's not the way to sell a film, and Mark Hamill is a very, very, very experienced actor. He knows how to sell a product. He knows that, I mean, how many followers does Mark Hamill have? Let's see if we can find out. So Mark Hamill has 3.4 million followers on Twitter. He knows that a lot of those 3.4 million followers are going to see that tweet and wonder, and he didn't put in any further clarification, so he didn't have any emoticons with that even. It's not like he was just making a joke and he put in some emoticons to say don't take it too seriously. He does seem genuinely quite serious with that reply, or you could wait till it comes to cable, to this person who has brought 32 tickets for the Rise of Skywalker. That is in itself quite worrying. The fact that this happens, this Twitter exchange happens at exactly the same time that these rumours are breaking about what a train wreck of a film the Rise of Skywalker has turned into during the production process of it. I think Mark knows what he's doing there. So, I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to go into this with an open mind. But, I mean, as Mark Hamill actually said sometime around The Last Jedi, he did an interview and he said that with Disney Star Wars, you always have to hope for the best but expect the worst. Mark Hamill himself actually said that in an interview with a newspaper around or just after the Rise of Skywalker was released. He said, go into it hoping for the best, but also expecting the worst. In other words, have low expectations of any Disney Star Wars output. And I think that's what we've got to do with this. Now, I have been hoping against hope that maybe this would butt the trend of The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and would end this terrible sequel trilogy on a high note. But this is sounding like it's completely out of control. It has been completely out of control. It's sounding like a train wreck. We know J.J. Abrams himself has done interviews where he's said about how stressful he's found it trying to bring this thing to an end. I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see. But it's really worrying, this. And I don't really know what else to say. So, I mean, what Disney have done to George Lucas's lifetime's work is incredibly disappointing. They have taken his life's work and they have ruined it. They could have gone with George Lucas's story ideas for episodes 7, 8 and 9. Instead, they chose to throw that away. And all the way along, they have not known where they are going with this sequel trilogy. They have not known what story they are trying to tell. They have not known what characters what their characters are doing, their new characters, or even the already established characters. No arc to any of the characters. Really, no development. With 3 films in, we don't know anything about the new 3, Rey, Finn, and Poe. We don't know anything about them at all. We're at the 3rd movie. And it just tells us that this whole process, from a production point of view, has been going from one disaster to another. And they've been getting away with it just about, although there was a backlash to The Last Jedi. But they've more or less got away with it. But if these rumours are true, and we're going to have like a Frankenstein sort of movie that's part sort of J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, part Bob Iger, part George Lucas. I mean, we will see it within the film because the film won't be coherent. It won't make sense. There will be all sorts of problems that will be apparent if this has become an amalgamation of different people's ideas of how Star Wars should end. They should have gone with George Lucas. That's where I said it in the last video. I said it in the video before that. And no doubt I'll be saying it so many times in the next few weeks and months. They should have gone with George Lucas's story. They should have had George Lucas overseeing that story with other directors bringing his vision to the big screen. Nobody knows Star Wars better than George Lucas. They thought they could make Star Wars better than George Lucas, but they would take it away from him and, do their own thing. And if this is right, they are about to crash and burn. We shall see. And the Rise of Skywalker, I think it's going to be released around the 21st or 22nd of December. To be honest, I mean, we're only a few weeks away, and I don't actually know for definite when this film is going to be released. And if we've been talking about a George Lucas Star Wars film like the prequels or the originals, I would have had it ingrained in my mind when that film was going to be released. I would be chomping at the bit to get to cinema and see it. But that's just how disappointed I am with Disney Star Wars. I was hoping the Rise of Skywalker would finish things on a better note, but it's all sounding very, very, very worrying at this point. We have got to go into it with an open mind. So, as Mark Hamill himself said, yes, go into it hoping for the best, but also expecting the worst. Rise of Skywalker could be an absolute train wreck of a film. We shall see. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. We'll be back with more Star Wars content very, very soon. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.